Welcome to Paranormal 411, coming to you from an undisclosed location deep within the Appalachian Mountains, with your hosts David Reagan and Jason Scott, bringing you the unknown. You're listening to Paranormal 411. All right. Hey, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Welcome to Paranormal 411.
Woo! We've got a great show lined up tonight.
We do.
It's going to be fun.
We're going to be talking with Stacey Haslett on his, he has a YouTube channel, does a few videos, and we met him at the Bigfoot conference a couple of years ago.
Yep. This is his second time on the show too, isn't it?
Yeah. He's got we're going to start, I guess, where we left off, he said, with the dog man.
Talking about dog man.
Yeah. See, he says he's had quite the experience. So, you want to go ahead and bring him on, or you going to do your thing?
Hey, if you're looking to find us, you can do that at paranormal411.org. You can also find us at Paranormal 411 on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We're also on Saturday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, WDJY-FM. That's tomorrow night. Excuse me. We usually do these on Saturdays, so it's kind of weird to say it's tomorrow night, isn't it?
Yeah.
You go to WDJYFM.com, listen to us. We're also on all of your favorite podcast platforms.
Yeah.
Join us.
Join us.
You can also go to our website, paranormal411.org. On the front page, you could click on the link, and it will take you straight there, too. So, heck yeah.
Heck yeah. It's getting close to Halloween. Your favorite time of the year?
My favorite time. We're already getting ready for our big party that we have every year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. We got a few jump scares this year.
So, like we said, we're going to be talking with Stacey, and we're going to go ahead and bring him on so you can listen to the rest of the story.
Yes.
Yes. Hey, Stacey.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Doing
Pretty good. Pretty good. How you been?
Ups and downs. Kind of an up now. Now that I got to talk to you guys, I'm having a good up.
That's awesome.
Well, we're glad to talk to you.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, what I'm going to do is, you announced that I'm going to be talking about the dog man, and what I'm doing, I'm leaving off from my last video that I did with you guys back in 2022, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to kind of lead off with that, but I got to skip ahead to some things that are kind of current. There's a lot happened since the last video. Anyhow, getting into the dog man, where we was going to leave off at. I was doing videos and concerning the Bigfoot, first people, and I had some viewers write in and say, "Hey, you got the dog man behind you." I had my woods behind me, and it kind of shocked me. Well, it was two viewers at the same time that said this. So I says, okay, that give it a little bit of credibility. If it was just somebody saying something, I wouldn't think too much about it. But it was two at the same time. So I looked up a buddy of mine and finally got a hold of him, Jack Quinn. He's pretty much my dog man expert. And told him about it. And he is real good about picking things out of backgrounds and pictures and other stuff. He couldn't see nothing. So he really had his doubts about what they saying. Well, I'll turn around. Another video I had, somebody said the same thing again. You got the dog man back behind you. He said a bunch of them or something, if I'm not mistaken. But people want to get on my video and go back and look at all my comments, they can find all this stuff. But anyway, I was on Jack about it. I said, it just ain't two people at the same time going to say this. Well, he never could find a picture, but we did get a little interest going on the dog man between me and them. And since then, Travis from Texas, I don't know if you know who that is or not. He's now Travis from Minnesota. We used to stay in contact. He wanted to come down from Minnesota and help me research the dog man. It never had to happen because the dog man come to my house and let me know it. So,
wow.
Yeah. Well, what they did, they didn't come out and show themselves to me. They have a thing with a puppy wine. This is one of the little things they do when they try to lure people into them or whatever. So one night I had one of I know something's there. I go out my front door. This is out to my house out in the woods. I go out my front door. I got a puppy wine to my right, and then I got a puppy wine to my left. Well, that was what they do. So they was letting me know they was there, which kind of cooled me out a little bit about going out and finding them. Jack's the one that knows where they're all at and what's going on with them. But anyway, I've been real busy. I haven't had time to go chase them down. My original plan was to go find them. I want to know why they come to my house. I mean, the Foots are there all the time, but I was trying to figure out why they were there. So anyway, I just kind of got off that subject altogether. Somebody just did a documentary on me. I don't know how far that's going to go, but I called Jack over and got him in the middle of it. Got him in. They interviewed him. I don't know where that's going to go yet. I'm waiting to hear from him. But as far as the dog man's concerned, I don't know a whole bunch about it, but that was where we left off with the conversation from the last video. So that's why I went through this.
Okay.
Now,
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Who's Jack?
Pardon?
I know you talk about Jack a lot, but
Jack
who
Quinn,
is he? What does he do?
Well, he run a guy with Rico. God, I can't remember his name, but they used to have a place down by Rockstall or someplace down in Ohio. And where this is at, I'm gonna try to get the story straight because it ain't my story. But where this is at, there's a house down there that people for a lot of years have kept track of the Bigfoot and the dog man on their property. They got long documents about it. They filled all these logs out and everything about it. Jack has some of them, and he showed me a lot of them, which I can't read them. My eyes ain't that great, but it's handwritten. And these people have had them on there for a lot of years in that area. And they had the dog man and the Bigfoot getting along. So they're on the same property. Now I've heard this happening up in Canada too. A woman had dog man on one side of her house and had the Bigfoot on the other side of her house, and everybody just did what they had to do. They just stayed away from each other, or they got along, whatever the case may be. So anyway, Jack is researched into a lot of that. He got a hold of Steve on how to hunt. He didn't use his name because Steve don't take his name. He used another name and got on there and told a story. Well, when Jack told the story, he didn't give him details of what they looked like. He just said, we had 7 of them over here. We had this going on, that going on. And Steve just kind of blew it off because he didn't say, well, what do they look like? How big are they? That's not our thing. It's part of our life. We don't have to describe them.
Right.
Somebody asked me about what Bigfoot looks like. I said, man, they look a lot like everything. They're just big. They're big, and no 2 of them look alike. You can distinguish one from another once you know them,
Yeah.
So anyhow, that kind of went south for Jack on how to hunt, and he got discouraged trying to get a hold of him and tell him anything. So it's kind of like my first video I sent Steve. I told him that I'm in contact with them, and they're part of my, I'm part of the family, part of the whole crew. And I says, I'm trying to get them to let me do a video that I can take to Congress to get them protected. Well,
That's all you need. Picture or video.
Foots wouldn't go for it. They started to. I met with the elders. I met with the elders down in Lebanon, Tennessee. And that's not where all the elders are, but that's where I met them at. I called them for a meeting, and they showed up, and they give me a few signs that, like when I asked to do this video, I says I wanted to use one called Flower, which is one that was really That's another story. Anyway, Flowers is a female, and we're real close. And I was going to do the video with Flower. Hold me up, show me you're real, the whole bit. It's something they can't deny. And I talked to the elders about that, and they didn't. I don't get an answer right then. They got to discuss everything that goes on. It's a real democratic run, more or less, situation here.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, later, Sharon's brother was staying down at Jan's down there in Lebanon, where we was at, and his girlfriend stayed on the couch, and she woke up in the middle of the night hollering, "Clyde, Clyde, Clyde, Clyde." Well, she don't know no Clyde. Well, Clyde is one of the members of the crew. It's at my house. He's a big, tall black. He's 8.5 foot tall. Anyway, when I got that from her, that meant they didn't want Flower. They wanted Clyde to do this video with me. Okay, I got it. This is how they play with you. They go about telling you things like this. But it never went no farther. Then later, I started getting the messages and starting to understand they can't do that because they don't trust our government. They know our government. They know everything that goes on with us. They're so informed. It's just beyond belief. Anyway, that's how that went. And Steve kind of blowed me off and says, "Well, good luck with that." Okay. Well, I got some surprises for Steve someday if I get around to talking to him. But anyway, he's been kind of approached by him. He's been kind of harassed by him. It's a long story. They've been letting him know they're around. Even at his house, they've done that before. He's mentioned that on his videos on how to hunt. I feel partly responsible for that. I'll bring that all up. But anyway, with the thing with getting protected and all that, they wasn't going for it because they don't trust the government. So we just blew that off. I just been dealing with them on a day-to-day basis, so on and so forth. And I've told you before about them coming here tens of thousands of years ago with the aliens, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that was in the last video. Okay.
Yes. If you want to reiterate that for people that might not have watched that other video, you can, though.
Yeah, they can go back to that other video. They can pick it right up. I have. I had to watch it to see what I've seen. I don't want to go repeat myself too much, wasting time. But what I'm getting to now is shows on how to hunt. Steve on How to Hunt, in case you viewers don't know who Steve is. It's called How to Hunt, and he reads emails of tens of thousands of people that send him emails about their encounters with the Bigfoot. Myself, the way I live with them, I ain't denying nothing anybody says on that show. I can't deny it, My life is full of it. And I'm not complaining. I'm happy about it. They're my life.
Mm-hmm.
But on this, let me go with this one guy. He's called Edgar. Edgar is a nuclear scientist. Okay. He was out and he was approached by the Bigfoot, and you have to watch his story. I'll try to go through it, but you need to watch it or see it on Steve's show. That show was, I believe, title of that show is "This is One You Must See and Share." That's the title of that. That goes back quite a ways. But that is, I think that's the one. Anyway, that one there. No, that was since he was attacked. This is the second one. Okay. He was attacked by the Foots, and when he was found, he got himself straightened out. He was on one rock, found himself 1,400 yards away from that rock when he'd come to his senses. He only had one shoe on, one sock on, and the shoe that he had on didn't have a sock on it. Where his foot was bleeding. He went on and got himself together and got himself home. And when he got home, he found his underwear was on backwards, inside out.
Wow.
Yeah, they really messed with him. So that was his original story to Steve. Now, he had known of the Bigfoot because he's a nuclear physicist. He is at a lot of these nuclear power plants and nuclear facilities. In them nuclear facilities, the Foots jump the fences, get up in the camera, put their face right up in the camera. People, and they set the parties out to go find them. They never see them leave, but they're gone. They can't find them, but they see them jump the fences. They see them get right up in the cameras of these nuclear power plants. So this is why Edgar was pretty much on top of it a little bit. Anyway, that's where he's tied up with the Foots, is over these nuclear power plants. So, you know, the Ukrainian Russian war.
Mm-hmm.
You remember when the nuclear power plant over there was ready to blow up because they screwed it up?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Edgar got sent over there to repair that. That's his job. Edgar's about my age, I think. He's retired, but he's one of the best, I guess. So he's from Wales, by the way. This ties into something I'm doing right now. Anyway, he's from Wales. And he got over there and he took care of the nuclear power plant, and some Russian people knew about his story somewhat and took him to some village people. Village people took him and his interpreter, somebody, to meet with the Foots. They call him Almaski. That's what they call him over there. They keep records and logs of all the people who talk to them. They have records of all this stuff for hundreds of years old. This is how tight this community is. They get along with the Almaski. And I'm giving you the best I can from memory. That's why I'm going to give you the links to get for everybody to go look at this.
Okay.
Anyway, they took Edgar and his associate over there, and they explained things to Edgar. And they started telling him things. Everything they told him, I've been saying on my channel for 14 years. The Foots have told me this years ago. I know what I'm talking about. That's why I say I will take a polygraph test from anybody that asks. That's the only way I can prove anything until now. Now I've been verified by the Russians, believe it or not. The Russians have verified my story because the details of things that I talk about, he brought up. And he told, he got back with Steve and told Steve what was going on. And Steve run this all out. They said this, they said that. They talked about the alien involvement with them. Now, here's the different part about it. I said on my videos before, there's two versions of the Bigfoot. The first people. I'll explain that more in a minute anyway. There's two versions. The rebellious ones that have broke away from the alien-controlled Foots. Those are rebellious ones. Those are my friends. My friends are the rebellious ones. They're not the alien-involved ones. I believe Edgar was talking to the alien-involved ones because they talk about aliens in his video like they're friendly with them. My people run from people that are involved with them. There's two factions here. Now, this is what I've been saying for years, and it all comes out to be just exactly what the Foots told this nuclear scientist. I'm a nobody. I get this information. I can't even get it out to Steve. He don't want to hear what I got to say. People like you take the interest in what I'm saying.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what we do.
Yep. And
I
thank you guys so much for letting me do this. You guys are just great for me.
We like to give people a chance to tell their story and just, without somebody saying, man, he's crazy.
Well, this is just more me telling my story. This is what I call a public service announcement. Edgar didn't tell Steve everything. He told him what he wanted to tell him. He's saving things for he's writing a book. Okay. I'm going to tell you what's going to be in that book. And if Steve knew, he wasn't going to tell because I don't think he wanted it to come out of his mouth. And I've been saying this on my channel for a long time.
Yeah.
They're coming out to the public. If you've been to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, there's more stray bears in Gatlinburg than there is stray dogs.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, that's a fact. I was in Gatlinburg 10 minutes, went over to the that one center where you go get your wristbands to go to the convention.
Yep.
I'm in line. 350-pound black bear went right past me, and all I had to do was put my hand down, touch him. He walked right up beside the line of people going in the building.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. And he walked up, going around the crowd. It was all crowded up on a porch light, going in the building and talking and stuff. He walked up there, nosed through the crowd, and then just went on out to the woods.
Yeah, 2 years ago, when we were going to the conference, we was coming from our place that we had rented, and we was walking over to the conference. There was one in our parking lot, and he was not even, what would you say, 10 foot away from us?
He wasn't that. He was closer than that.
Yeah.
They put up down there until they become a nuisance, and whatever bear becomes a nuisance, they remove them.
Yeah.
Other than that, they don't bother them.
He walked between two cars right in front of us, and then just looked. I mean, I don't even think he looked at us.
Nope.
No,
But
he
headed straight.
I stay at the Black Bear Suite down there, and there used to be a gangway through there, and they blocked it off because the bears used to come from the back, right between the suite. I watched one come through there one night, walk over, go to the pizza place, try to get in over there, and then went around and got in trash cans.
Yeah. That's what ours did. He just went over and dipped over a big trash can.
He pulled that thing completely over.
Yeah, well, down where when I took Jack down there with me, he stayed at a motel over there right by the convention center, and they have one in black bears. They can almost set your watch by him. Certain time of night, he's in the trash can.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Once a night. I don't know what time it was, but
yeah.
Jack said you could set your watch by him almost the same time. But anyway, getting back to my issues here. Edgar's told pretty much the same thing I've been saying for years, which verifies the fact that I'm telling the truth. I get my all my messages come from the Foots. Now, Steve did another thing on there. Here's the name of the two videos you need to watch on Steve's. One is the one. Let me put my glasses on. Blind fool can't see here. This one is one you should see and share. That's the one of them. And the other one is Mind-Blowing Recovery. He's telling the revisited story from Edgar. So they're separate. They're a little ways apart in his videos. Mine's way back about 400. My first video with him, if you go back and look at his videos, my first letter that he wrote of mine is a picture of a bear walking up the railroad tracks by himself. That was my biggie. I got my message out there, which I don't think Steve believed. So anyway, that's where I'm at with this here. People need to look at these two. The other video is, I told you both of them. People need to watch both of them. Verifies everything I've been saying. I always said in my video, I'll polygraph for anybody that asks, anybody challenges me. I ain't going to do that no more. Look at Steve. He'll tell you, all my stuff is documented. I got 108 videos of everything I've ever said about what's going on. And this just verifies everything I've been saying. I live with the Foots. They live with me. Now, I'm going to go a little bit farther with that. This gets really fantastic, like a fiction story, science fiction story or something. Okay. Have you guys ever heard of Lanita Bryant?
No, I don't think so.
I've heard you talk about her. I mean,
Yeah, she has a clan that she deals with down in Alabama. This really ties up really pretty close to me. But anyway, she has a clan down there, and I looked at it and I seen her on YouTube. And I hit it and we communicated, got phone numbers, and we talk on the phone. She has quite an interesting clan down there. It's a lot different than mine, and I'll get into that too. But she asked her clan if they knew who I was. And they said, yeah. They answered in the affirmative. Yeah, they knew who I am. I ain't never been to Alabama. Now, that's straight up. I've never been to Alabama, and that clan knew who I was. Now, you guys can get a hold of Lanita Bryant. It's on video, and you can ask her these questions. This is the way her clan and her get along. She's watching my video after, the clans know who I am down there. She's watching my video on her TV, and she hears something on her back porch, and she can hear it moving around. One of the Foots, her clan, moved around to her side window and watched me on the videos.
Huh.
That's what she
Really?
told me.
That's crazy.
That's what she told me.
Wow.
Now, here's the other part. Since that happened, well, first of all, let me get this part out. I always have one with me. No matter where I go, what I do, I have a Foot with me. I never know who it was, but I know I've always had one. So, Lanita told me that, and after she told me about them knowing me like that and all that, I'm thinking, in my mind, how far does this go with their communications from each other? How far these clans know who each other is? This is my thought. This is what I'm thinking all the time. Well, if I'm thinking it, my partner up here is listening to it. They know everything's in my head. That's what got Steve in trouble with them. But they know everything that's in my head. I'm just now learning all this stuff in the last month or two. I mean, I know a lot of it, but I don't know how serious this is. So all this time I'm thinking, how far does that go? I'm pondering this a lot. How them Foots know me. I mean, I've had probably 30 or 40 Foots go through my property at night that I go out and talk to. They won't let me see them. They come out in the eye shine, they make their noises, and I feel them. I know when they're there. So I go out and I talk to them. It's really funny. I went out one night to talk to them. I think it was about 3 or 4 of them there. They're in the bush right by my back door. So I'm out there and I'm talking to them. And they're not moving. Usually they're moving or shuffling, doing something. And I can tell they're there. They got quiet on me. I said, you dirty bull. Ah, shit. Okay. I walked out, I'm out in the middle of the yard. I ain't but 20 feet away from them. I'm out in the middle of the yard, and I start looking up the stars and not talking. I quit talking. I just went looking at the stars, walking in a little circle. Pretty soon I started getting hit with acorns. Like, talk, fool.
Right.
They wasn't making any sounds. I wasn't talking. So I got back to talking. I said, you guys can't be quiet like it. I talk to them just like I talk to you.
Yeah.
They know what I'm saying. They know what's in my head.
Okay. How did they communicate with you? By telepathy or?
It's something different. What they do to me, I have their thoughts. This is how I know things. They give me their thoughts. They got mine. Most people get in with them. They're what they call adoptees. It's a little different. They get maybe to mind speak. I can't get mind speak. I've had it before, but minute. Sharon, my woman, she's had conversations with them. She's had all kind of mind speak with them. Some fantastic stories. Those are all in my last videos. Anyway, I've had probably 30 or 40 Foots come through that yard that I went out and talked to. Now, how do you know they're different ones? You learn their personalities. You feel their personalities. I've had 3 that told me their names verbally. I can't remember the one, but one was called, he'd say, Pete. And it was Pete.
Yeah.
I didn't pick up on that right away. I'm thinking, what kind of sound's that? That's what he was saying. Pete. Now, how I picked that up was there's somebody out there that calls him Pete. Then I had another one come through, and he'd go, Jimmy, 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 Jimmy. Come to find out, there's another group of people somewhere that have him around them. They call him Jimmy.
Huh.
Yeah. But I had one other name, and I can't remember it for nothing. I feel stupid about it, but I can't remember the other name. Those two names I can get out right now. Anyway, that's like I say, that's in all the last videos. But anyway, this one female always liked me a lot, made for a lot of problems. Well, that's all in the back videos too, but what's current right now? I'm wondering, how far does this go? And this is in my head. I'm wondering and wondering and wondering. Well, a few weeks ago, I got an email from a lady in the UK. Name's Judith. She sent me an email and said, my boys and girls suggested I get a hold of you. Her clan.
Wow.
Yeah. Me and her communicate. And she's got some fantastic stories. And when me and her got communicating, the one that is with me all the time went over and talked to her. Now, I know this has got to be the truth because my buddy that went over there told her things that only she would know. This woman didn't get off my videos or nothing else. And I got the surprise of my life. She got back with me and she said, well, one of your crew's been over here, and we had talked, and it was Flower, the one that I had trouble with over my woman. Flower wanted me for a mate, and she used to threaten Sharon a lot. So Flower's cooled out. I had to get a hold of Robin McCrae or something's her name. It was Robin Lynn back then. She's totally telepathic with them. So because Flower was threatening Sharon and all that, we had to get Robin involved and get the whole thing cooled out. I had to explain to Flower that we can't live in each other's world, no matter, because we did have you could feel the emotion between us. I mean, I just loved being around her, and she was in love anyway. So this is how that worked out. Well, when we had that big talk, I had 3 that stayed there for about 18, 16 months, somewhere around there. And after me and Robin had this long talk and she had a talk, they were gone. I didn't see them. They were there every day when I was before this. Something going on every day. I can make videos forever about the stuff that went on because something went on almost every day. I don't bother with all that minute details. But anyway, I thought that Flower was gone. She's the one that's been with me the whole time.
Oh, so she just kind of went silent?
Flower, yeah. She said she will always be with me. She said that she likes Sharon for the way Sharon takes good care of me. I'm like, I'm amazed. Right. This came from the lady in the UK, Judith.
Wow.
How in the hell would she know if Flower didn't go and tell her?
Right.
Well, it seems that her clan's over there and my clan's over here, they getting together and they are thrilled to death that me and Judith are in contact. So now I'm wondering, Judith has something in her head that there's going to be 8 of us in contact. I don't know what all that means. There's many things I don't know what means, but I know what happens. And it's a real beautiful thing for us. You know, she's told me many things that went on around her and just amazed me. You know, and I told her things that amazed her. She was amazed at Flower, whatever, and told her all that. She said she had tears in her eyes from everything Flower told her. I say, okay. So anyway, this is the way the communication goes on. And that all started because in Alabama, they knew who I was. Where, I'm thinking all the time, where's this go? Well, every thought that's it. She's listening to everything I'm saying right now.
Right.
She's everywhere I go. She's part of me, and I'm part of her.
How do they like transport? Like when she went over to visit in England, do they transport, or do you know how they travel that distance? Or
I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I used to have a portal at my house. I had
Right.
a portal that transported from all the way out.
Yeah.
These portals is something that the NASA's looking for. They know about them,
Yep.
and they're looking for them. I had one at my house. Me and Robin Lynn, way back when, kind of had a little dispute over that in a way. Back when I only had a landline, didn't have a cell phone at that house. I used to find circles about that big around out in my fields and stuff and around my trees where the land was all cleared. All the leaves were away, but it was a perfect little circle. So I got it in my head. When the Foots are looking for something to eat, they'll clear all the leaves away, stand there, cloak themselves, and wait for it to walk by. They don't want to ruffle the leaves or nothing like that, so they clear it. So I figured that part out. And one morning I come out and I look down and I got a big circle stomped out down below where the portal was at. Stomped out in a big circle, in an 18-foot circle. Thousands of steps, Bigfoot prints all around. I got pictures of it, but you can't tell much on pictures of the footprint. But anyway, thousands of footprints. And it's my understanding that people have found them and they called it the dance hall. I don't know I never heard of it before, but anyway.
That makes sense.
Huh?
Yeah. I said that makes sense because it would look like, a bunch of them dancing together or something, stomping it down.
Yeah. Anyway, that was just below where the portal was at. And I went in the house and I called Robin. She lived up in Michigan at the time. I said, Robin, what's these circles mean? And she says, oh, they mean different things. She says, I don't know. She says, well, how big was it? I says, I don't know. She says, go measure that and come back and call me and I'll tell you what it was. She knows what it is. Okay. I go outside and take a tape measure, go out there, and it's an 18-foot circle. Perfect 18, everywhere you measure, 18 foot to the inch. Perfect. So I go back in the house 10 minutes later and I call her. Say, Robin, it's an 18-foot circle. And she's got kind of quiet. She says, well, and you realize this is a landline. I'm at my house. She says,
Right.
well, how did you get to it so quick? I said, it's right out my back door. Oh, no, it's not. Whoa, lady. She got really snappy with me over it. I says, well, bring your little ass down here from Michigan and I'll show it to you. It's right there in my back. She said, can't be. So we had kind of a falling out over that, and we didn't communicate a whole lot after that. But I don't know why she never believed me. I think maybe because she knew that went with the portal, and she wouldn't believe the portal was at my house because I never told her that part.
Right.
So anyway, that was one of the things that stopped that little communications. I don't talk to her anymore at all. I mean, I don't have nothing against her, and we just haven't communicated. She had another friend in Pennsylvania named Lisa that I used to talk to a lot too. She informed me a lot of stuff. She'd been doing it for 42 years.
Wow.
At that time, she'd been with him 42 years. But them girls had a lot of fights with them. I mean, they used to argue with him. She threatened to blow their guts out and just all kind of crap. I don't have that. I get along with it fine. But anyway, what I'm getting at is everything that I say over the years I've been saying, I now have backup on through Steve's show. I'll take a polygraph test, but it don't mean nothing. I have a lot of rocks and stuff that the Foots have touched and handled that no man has ever touched. I've been keeping them because, maybe I can get DNA off that. Well, DNA don't mean shit because it's almost the same as ours.
Yeah.
It don't mean nothing. Now,
Yep.
I'm going to give you my theory. They say Bigfoot is made up of a female like us and a Bigfoot or some other creature.
Mm-hmm.
I think they got it all ass backwards. They were here long before us. I think we're made somewhere off them.
Yep.
Right.
That makes sense.
That DNA they're just looking at it ass backwards. We've come from them. I'm almost sure of it. I've never been told that. Maybe someday I will. But that's kind of my thought because, like I said, they told me they was here. They came here tens of thousands of years ago with aliens to mine the gold out of our land. And they have found gold mines tens of thousands of feet deep, tens of thousands of years old.
Mm-hmm.
Archaeologists have verified that. I seen that on Ancient Aliens. And the funny part about it was when I seen that, I said, I bet the Bigfoot did all the digging. No. I went to a place in Kentucky called a Big Bone Lick. A friend of mine, it's a long story, but he took us over there, and we was on our way back from up down Tennessee. So I want to show you something. So he takes us over to Big Bone Lick, and there's these dinosaur bones all over in a little museum. In fact, there's a on 71 South, 75 Split, there's a sign up about Big Bone Lick or something somewhere. Anyhow, I go over and I'll make it short. I go over and I'm looking down this tar pit at the display and all the stuff they got down there. And they started talking to me. They started telling me things. It was kind of like, no, we weren't digging. We went. They try to think how it come to me, but what it amounted to was they were brought here with aliens tens of thousands of years ago, however long it was, to protect them from the dinosaurs so they could mine their gold. This is why they can throw a rock like a cannonball. They can turn your guts inside out from across a big field. They have more powers than we even know right now. Okay, that's what I can verify for that. Now, something else I can verify that I put on my channel. Me and Sharon was it was over 100 degrees, and we were down down the road, and we had a long way to go up my driveway to get to the house. A little incline. It's hotter than hell. We're sweating pretty good, and I've always got my foots in my mind. And I said, Sharon, how the hell do these guys put up with this with all that fur? Like that, we were walking in an air-conditioned bubble.
Oh.
I've talked about that on my videos before, but we were walking in an air-conditioned bubble. Now, that was unbelievable, but we did it. That's what I lived. That's what we did. So, anyhow, Edgar, when he was over there, it's on the videos, he said this 1 foot let him touch his hand on his arm. He said his arm felt like a hairy log. He touched his arm and put one on his thigh or his side or something. I didn't catch all that, but you can watch it in the videos. He said his arm went from total freezing to total boiling in just seconds. They had the ability. Yeah. He verified what I said about what they can do with the heat.
Yeah.
Everything I've said is getting verified all along the way. So, anybody got any questions? This is what I'm saying. Everything that I've said is being verified. I live with the Bigfoots. I have ones always with me. She's more or less my mate for life because she told Judith over there that she's always been with me, even since the time she was told we couldn't be mates because I can't live in her world, she can't live in mine. That won't work. She's been with me ever since then, but just disappeared, but always been there. And she told Judith, I've always been there. I will always be with Stacey. So she's my mate for life. She looks out for me, and I know she does that. Let me tell you an example of how she protects me. She stays at my shop a lot. That's her main base, is being in my shop. And I'll tell anybody, because you ain't going to walk in and find her, but she's there. I walk in, I hear in my head, I know she's there. I say, hi, baby, I'm back. Anyway, in my neighborhood, I'm one of the only white people in the neighborhood. And I get along good with everybody, and there's not a problem. But somebody went around that neighborhood and busted a bunch of the windshields out of the cars right next door to me, a couple houses over, the next street behind me, and in front of my shop. And they just went around busting windows out. Mine never got touched. I had 4 vehicles sitting there. They've never been touched. Flower made sure my stuff don't get touched. That she has the ability. One time, now how she let me know she watches out for me, this is really good. In my house out in the woods, I have a big stainless steel gate. And I got a lock on it. The way I got it locked, you can only get a key up in there to get it to release it because it's all welded in. It's a really pretty tricky lock. But anyway, I got it up there and you get it out and you have to get the lock out and then you open up the gate. I religiously lock that gate when I leave there. I got a lot of belongings up I don't want to mess with. I don't want my house broke into. So, what time before last, about three trips ago, I go out to the house. My gate's standing wide open. Like, what the hell? I know I didn't leave that. So first thing I do is I start looking around the ground, see if my lock's been broke or there's no way they can break it. So I'm like, what the hell's going on? So we went on up to the house. I had to think about it a little bit. And I said, the only one that could possibly have done that was Flower. Well, time before that, I do a little trick. I got some of this cord, like 1,800-pound pull cord that you pull electrical lines through with conduit and stuff. I got a bunch of that. Anyway, I take it, wrap it around my storm door, pull the storm door shut, close my main door, wrap that around my inside doorknob so they can't even get the screen door open without a big fuss. Then I lock my gate. So I always put that on. Well, the time before that, I went out there and my cord was gone. Yeah, this is religious with me to do this. I do this real like it wasn't there. It was gone. I'm thinking, what the hell? Who in the hell? Where could that have went? Well, that was the first one. Then the gate being open was the other one, and they protected all my vehicles. So she let me know, I got you covered. You don't need me. You don't need locks. You got me. That's what she's telling me. I ain't going to deny it. You know, keep an eye on me, baby. I appreciate it. It's a wonderful thing for me. And main thing I'm trying to get people to see, this is where it becomes a public announcement for everybody. Edgar's going to write this book. He didn't tell Steve everything. And I'll tell you what's going to be in the book. See if I'm not right. I mean, you'll find out in the book. They're coming out. Steve didn't tell nobody that, but they're coming out. This is what I've been saying for quite a few years. They want to come out to the public. There was a woman at Psychic that tied in a foot somewhere, and they told her that. They told her that a couple years ago. And they kind of helped verify what I'm saying, but I don't know who it was or nothing else. It was on somebody else's show or something. But it gave me a little bit of the fact so I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
And anyway, that's what's going to be in that book. What else is in the book? I don't know. He said Edgar would come home. He told Edgar he would, when he got home, he would get all the information he needed from him. And what Edgar got was a folder with a bunch of papers in it that was legible. And he's going to put all this in the book. I ain't writing a book. I was going to write a book. I got about 50 pages or so done, and I'm writing this by hand. And like, man, I can't do all this. It's just too much stuff. And I'm not too good at the keyboard. I don't know how to put stuff on the screen and that stuff, so I ain't bothered with a book. My book's in my videos.
Right.
I've told my story. It's out there for people to see. And like what I'm giving you right now, there's more to this. I got to get it out. I want to do a video right now on some of this stuff, and I had it all figured out in my head. Well, somehow, you know what the dashboard looks like when you do videos?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I take my favorites, and I had my YouTube dashboard on my favorites. So it come up a little red mark, and your YouTube's is printed out there. Put on that, I hit on that, and when I went to do it this one time, it had a Google insignia on it. What the hell's Google on here for? I hit it. This was on a Thursday. I hit it. It went down. Oh, my account was all screwed up. So what the hell Google got to do with? I think I was in Microsoft Edge or something. But Sharon got on. She knows more about the computers than I do. She went through all these changes. They asked for all kind of stuff. She got through it and got my videos back. Got my dashboard back. Good. Well, the following Sunday, I got this in my head what I want to put on my video. And I go to go down again. Bingo, there's Google again on it. I says, God. Well, we went through this with Google, trying to get my dashboard back. It ain't happening. Wherever my dashboard back is right now, it says you don't have permission. So
Wow.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's logging you out.
Yeah.
When you close it, and then you got to log back in.
Well, I've tried everything. They give us, you go through, they set us up for new codes. They did everything. At the time it's all said and done, I got a new channel opened up. I don't want a new channel. I got 900 some subscribers, and I don't want a new channel. So there's a forum on there for people with these problems. I haven't got a chance to get on it yet because I've been busy. Anyway, somehow I'm gonna get my videos going again because they ain't wiped out. They're still right out there on YouTube. You can just go to any one of them you want. But I'm up to the last one. That's it. You guys are my next video right now. But anyway,
I wanted to ask you about you said something about cloaking earlier. Have you seen them cloaked?
No, Sharon has several times.
I was going to ask the same question.
Really?
Yes.
Sharon's seen them cloaked several. They cloaked one day. I kind of seen it, but I didn't. I'm driving, so I don't pay a lot of attention when I'm driving up these roads. Anyway, one run across the road up my driveway, and Sharon said she's seen him on this side of the road, and he dissipated before we got the other side of the road. She's had Flower. I was working on my Lincoln in my driveway, and there's a camera right there. They know where my cameras are. They know how to stay out of my cameras. The cameras are not for them. They're for the thieves in that neighborhood, in that area down there. My house was hit once, back in 2008, I think. But anyway, the cameras are for the thieves and other stuff. So anyway, I'm working. I got my hood. I'm down in the Lincoln. I think I'm working on a steering on the Lincoln. The knuckle down there needed lubed, I think, or something. I don't remember. But I'm down there working, and Sharon's over on a picnic table. And all of a sudden, Flower shows up right behind me where I'm working. I don't know it. Sharon's sitting there with her mouth hanging open. She's like, she don't know what to think. So I make a move around like I'm getting ready to get up. Flower turns and goes out toward the driveway, out of the camera range. But before she got too far away, she dissipated. She was just gone. Sharon had one across the road on her down on 345 by my house. And just went across the road and dissipated. So Sharon has seen that 3 different times. I've been close to it, but I never got to turn my head to see it. So yeah, they do cloak themselves. I tell everybody, I pass these cards out, and people ask me questions like, "What about them? This, that, and the other." And I tell them, I say, "Look, you could have one standing right there, right now, and you will not know it." Huh? Yeah, they can be anywhere. That's
well, there's some evidence that was just kind of shown as far as that.
Yeah.
On a TV show.
Do what now?
There was some evidence to that on a TV show that they just, what was it, 2 weeks ago it came out?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been saying it for years. I've been doing this for years. They
actually caught it.
They actually caught it on video.
Yeah.
And what's
That's
it
great.
called?
Finding Bigfoot.
Yeah. Finding Bigfoot, the TV show. It's their new season.
No, Expedition.
Bigfoot. That's it.
Yeah.
It's
Finding
the new-
Bigfoot, you ain't gonna see nothing on that.
Yeah, it's their 4th season, and
If you get a chance, watch it.
yeah, it's like the 3rd episode, I think it is.
Yeah.
And they're doing LiDAR inside this cave. It's actually an old mine.
Yeah.
And they've got those robot dog going through there, and it's LiDAR in front of it. Well, when they start going over that LiDAR image, the camera, you don't see anything. It looks just like a few rocks and the side of the mine. But in the LiDAR image, you can literally see something sitting with its back to the camera. And when Russell goes in there to start doing an investigation, his camera catches, like the movie Predator, how it would cloak itself and the foliage behind it would kind of ripple when it would move. You see this thing go like that behind him.
Yep. I just watched a security camera where a big, looks like a cloud of smoke. The guy's working on his truck, and it's like smoke shot out from over here to this other truck that went around and got behind him, went under his car. It would just look almost like smoke, but you could tell there was something there. So there's a lot of stuff going on. I've had, besides having Bigfoot and the dog man at my house, we come home one afternoon. This is in my other videos too. I come home one afternoon. It was still daylight, and pulled up in the yard, and there's something moving up in the yard. And Sharon says, "What's that?" And it looked like a 3.5 foot tall chicken with one wing. Funniest looking thing I ever seen. It's scurrying around, so I jump out the car and I'm gonna catch this sucker. So I run out and I'm gonna chase this thing around, and he gets over by the portal and I don't see him no more. The portal was still there at the time. He's gone. And people down the street, way down the road, about a couple miles down, a place called Saltillo. There were some people let me get to that story. I had 2 overseas containers put on my property because I got a machine shop in one, my store stuff in the other one. Had guys put electricity in there from the electric company so I could get my machines going. I asked him, I said, "Man, you ever hear anybody around here talk about the Bigfoot?" One guy says, "Oh, no, man, I don't believe it." And the other guy says, "Yeah, you remember the guy down here at Saltillo and talked about him?" And yeah, I remember that. So I had him describe me the house, and I went down and I found it. I went in to talk to him. It was getting just about dark. I walk in there, I knock on the door, and he comes to the door. He says, "What do you want to buy?" I said, "I ain't buying nothing. I want to talk to you about the critters, the Bigfoot." "Look, I've had enough talk about them. I'm leaving." Well, he had Bigfoot used to come down to his back gate and just shake the gate at him and stuff. Never hurt nothing. They'd go into his shed, and then they'd go back on up into the woods. One day, this thing about a little shorter than me, with a big, huge head, great big teeth, went up to him at his porch, looked him in the face, and growled at him. That's when he left.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
I don't know what it was, but I'm pretty much assured it came through my portal. There's more stuff comes through them portals than just Bigfoot. I don't know where the dog man comes from. I know he was on my property, but I don't know if he comes through the portals or if he's something that was made here. I don't know.
Right.
I've not got that.
Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah, I believe that because, of course, I believe portals exist.
Yes.
And I think different things come through there that are in a different dimension.
Yeah.
Like
Let me tell you, I got one more thing to tell you about, and I can't prove it until I get this damn thing apart.
Hey, let us take a quick break, and you can tell it when we come back.
Yeah, okay.
That's okay.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's a cliffhanger.
I'll be here. How long are we going to be gone?
3 or 4 minutes.
Okay, I'll be here.
You can go. You can
I
go
think
to
it's
the
about
restroom.
4 or 5 minutes.
It may be longer than that, but you got enough time to do what you need to and come back.
Well, not really. I got to go wait in the house on it, but that's all right. I'll wait right here.
All right. We'll be back here in just a second.
Thank you.
That's a pretty great story, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot.
It is.
That's a lot.
And I've heard of psychics contact,
Yes.
getting
Well,
information.
we've got a psychic coming Sunday. I'm picking her up from
Oh, yeah.
and she is in contact with a family of Bigfoot in Arizona,
Wow.
and they already know she's coming here.
We might be Bigfoot known here.
Yeah.
You might have a clan in this acreage back.
She
back
told
here.
me we did. So I don't know.
We're gonna try out this new music I got. See how you like it. Remember, this is Jason and
David.
and we're Paranormal 411. Also, remember the radio show tomorrow night at 10 p.m.
That's right.
Eastern Time on WDJYFM.com, or if you're local to Atlanta, it's 99.1 on your FM dial.
That's right. You can also go to paranormal411.org and click on the link there and go to it too.
Oh, yeah. So we'll be back right after this little break. We're going to wet our whistle. All right.
Want to sit here and rock it?
Oh, yeah. I like that music.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Hey, this is Eddie from Legends and Lore Pizzeria in Madisonville, Tennessee. Cool little pizza shop with a paranormal and cryptid theme. Just voted best pizza in Monroe County. Follow us on Facebook at Legends and Lore Pizzeria to get the latest updates and hours, specials, and new menu items.
Thanks for listening to the show. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter at Paranormal411. Join us on the website at paranormal411.org. It's free to sign up and become a member. All of our upcoming shows are on the guest and events page. You can also listen to past shows on the website as well. And if you like the show and want to support us, you can do that by becoming a premium member for only $2 a month. Thanks for listening to Paranormal 411. Join.
In a world on the edge of oblivion, go to paranormal411.org for all of your paranormal, extraterrestrial, and cryptid needs. This is Jeff Reagan of the band Catalyst. Visit Paranormal 411. Click on our link on the right-hand side to listen to or purchase any of our albums on BandLab.
This long and winding road, it takes me further from my home. Where it leads me, I may never know. My only purpose is to roam, never knowing what the day may bring.
All right,
All right.
we are back after that break.
Much needed break.
Much needed. David was about to drown.
I thought I was floating.
So we're talking to Stacey Haslett about his life with Bigfoot. I think that's what I named the last show. I mean, it's a good story, and
yeah,
you ought to go to his channel on YouTube and catch some of his videos. So we're going to bring him back on and see if he has any.
Where we left off with that cliffhanger.
Oh yeah, the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
We're back, Stacey.
Hey, glad to see you.
Could you hear everything that
Pardon?
we was playing? Could you hear everything that we was playing, or was it just blank? No.
There's some music and
Okay.
yeah. What was we talking about before we left? Because I got a very short memory.
Jason cut you off before you got to say it, so I just
It was a cliffhanger about something. Oh man, don't you just hate that?
Yeah, I really do, because I'm the one telling the story. And I forget where I left off at. I hate to miss things in between, and that happens. But
it'll come back to us.
Yeah. So we was talking about cloaking. I know that, and then
yeah, and we talked about the TV series about them showing the cloaking.
Anyway,
just ask me a question.
So you've heard of mind speak? You've had that one time, or
yeah, just one time. Back when this whole thing really started with them, I'm an avid, and used to be an avid NASCAR fan. I used to watch NASCAR religiously. Been to a lot of NASCAR tracks and seen a lot of races. I was a Dale Earnhardt fan, and I become a Junior fan. But anyway, when I'm watching my races, shut the hell up and leave me alone.
Right.
I'm in there with Josh, my son. He's into it too. We're watching the races, and I heard Sharon call me. And I just shook my head like, damn. So I had to get up and go in the bedroom. She's on the computer. And I said, what do you want? In a sarcastic manner. And she looked at me and says, I don't want nothing. You just called me. No, I didn't. And now Josh is a little autistic and he has super hearing. His hearing is, it's unbelievable. But anyway, I said, Josh, did your grandma just call me? No. Flower called me. That's when I realized how they do this. Whatever's in their head that they hear, they put that out at you. From your mind to theirs, and it's Sharon's voice. So I went outside. She's outside somewhere, and I knew that. But she did that to me 2 different times. She called me with Sharon's voice. So that's how they do things. Which reminds me, here's something I just come up with. I just happened recently. Our last trip out to the house, we didn't plan it. We just stopped out to the house, and we pulled up. I go in, I unlock the door, and Sharon's got the little dogs with her, so we don't let them out yet. And I go back out to the car and get the dogs out. She said, who the hell's out here? I said, there ain't nobody out here. She said, I heard somebody say, what the F are they doing here? Sharon gets her mind speak, and they've heard that phrase come from somebody. They shot that phrase at her because they wasn't expecting us to show up out there. I don't know who was out there. We had some foots out there, and there was 2 of them, which I did know after I was there a few minutes. I got people out here. So Sharon was really upset. Somebody's out here. She wouldn't believe me. It was the foots talking. But she picked up on it. So but that's how they do. If they want to, a lot of them, they have the ability to absorb people from their voices or whatever and put it out just like it comes to them. They throw that right in your head.
Wow.
So you hear people hear about being out in the woods and hear things said to them and stuff like that. Yeah, it's real possible.
Yeah.
They have that ability. But
You
they're so far beyond us. It's sickening. It's like we're like little minute ants compared to what they can do. And I know what I was going to tell you. Okay.
Oh, the cliffhanger.
Yeah, here's what I want to tell you is they're coming out. They're
That's
going to
it.
come out. I don't know when. At one point in time, well, I know it's getting to be pretty soon because back in October, I've known for years they want to be known as the first people. That's what they are. Which Edgar come up with that too. Anyhow, well, he didn't say they wanted to be known as the people. They are the people. That's what they told Edgar. So I've known they want to be known as the first people for years. And so I brought it up, but I never really used it. Well, back in October, I kind of got slammed. Hey, get it out. We're the first people, and we want to be known by that. It wasn't that violent. I mean, it's more of a harsh thought than I've ever had out of them before.
Right.
It was an intent thought. So back in October, I made a video called "No More Bigfoot, No More Sasquatch," the first people. I put that on my cards that I pass out. So when Edgar gets over there to Russia, that's what they tell him. We're the people. Same thing I've been saying for years. More verification.
Yeah.
But like I say, it's all in them channels. You go How to Hunt, look at this stuff that come up on these videos, verifies everything I've been saying.
Right.
So
I'm picking up a person that's been on our show quite a few times. Her name's Lori Hines. She's a psychic and author and everything. And she lives in Arizona. And she has recently, we was talking the other day, started talking with a family of Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And she said that they, the ones that are here in Tennessee already know that she's coming here this coming week.
Yeah.
And she goes and I don't know how they know, but they know that I'm coming.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And so when she comes, she's wanting Jason and I and stuff to try to do some research with her, so then that way we can see what it is that she's hearing and seeing and all that other stuff.
Yeah. That just proves, like I just said, that just proves me and Lanita, and now me and Judith over in the UK.
Yep.
If she comes down Sunday,
she is.
Yeah. Well, when she does, and she mentions, do you guys know Stacey Haslett? I'm gonna just pass
Throw
that.
Throw it at her. See what happens.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna mention it, but she might mention it, herself.
Yeah, it's possible. They know everything going on. I'm going to tell. This is what I said a minute ago. This is a public service announcement. Okay, I hope all the public gets this because this is important right here.
Well, next week this podcast will be on the radio in Atlanta.
Yeah, WDJY
FM.
Yeah.
And I'll send you the link where you can listen to it online. But it'll be down there in Atlanta next week at 10 p.m. on Saturday next week.
Yep.
Okay. Well, here's the important part of what I'm trying to say. This is a public service announcement. I don't know when they're coming out. Like I said, I know what. They made me come up with the fact that they're the first people. That was back in October. After all them years, I didn't do it. Then they got on me to do it. I'm thinking they want to be notified. They want to be noticed for what they really are, the first people. And I think it's coming soon. Why else would they want me to correct that?
Right.
I have to figure these things out sometimes myself, but I think it's coming soon. They want that corrected for when they come out. So tell everybody there's no longer Bigfoot or Sasquatch. It's the first people. Because that's what they want to be recognized as.
When you say that they're coming out, is that like
That's
they're
like
coming out like us? Like they're just going to walk out and be like, okay, here we are.
just like the bears in Gatlinburg.
Heck yeah.
They want to be treated just like the bears in Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
Not to say they're going to go out and run in the middle of Columbus, Ohio, and be out there and scare everybody.
Right.
They just want to be not harassed.
Right.
They want to live their lives.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Just acknowledged.
Now, my public service announcement is this. When they come out, treat them like your next door neighbor, but don't lie to them. They know every thought's in everybody's head as soon as they look at them.
And
That
don't
I
feed
know.
them after midnight.
Yeah, if you lie to them,
Yeah.
you just lost half a chance of losing a good friend.
Yeah.
So that's my public service announcement.
That's pretty cool, though. I mean,
Yeah.
them to come out and be like, hey, here we are. You know, there's Native American stories, and this was before the European settlers ever, any of them, you know.
Oh, they
before-
traded with them. Yeah.
Yeah, they traded with them and
Yeah.
stuff. And they, when the Europeans started coming, they said, look, we'll continue trading with you, but you can't trade with these other people, right? If you start trading with these other people, we're going to leave and we will no longer trade with you. Well, they started trading with the European settlers and they left and stopped trading with them, stopped really talking to them and stuff. So, and that's Native American stories, you know.
Yep. But there's a lot to all that. But here's the other thing I want to say. We have prisons. We have people in prisons that do not deserve to draw breath. That is a fact. Now, not all the Foots are good. They know
Right.
that. They know they're not. Like I said, there's a separation between the alien-oriented Foots and the rebellious ones. They don't get along. I was warned by Robin Lynn back when this whole thing started. I'll tell you a story what happened. When this whole thing started, Robin, okay, I'm going down to Lebanon, Tennessee. I didn't know where I was going, but Sharon's sister wanted to come down, so we got together and we're going down there. So I was talking to Robin on the phone. I said, well, Robin, I'll get with you when I get back. I'm going down to, because I guess this no cell phone. This was my landline. I couldn't call from a cell phone. I said, I'll get back with you. I'll get back with you when I get back from down Tennessee. She said, where are you going? Oh, hell, I don't know. She says, I have to know where you're going. I said, lady, I don't tell my wives where I'm going. What are you talking about? She says, you don't understand. You're considered part of their clan now. I wasn't an adoptee. They took me in as part of the clan. I didn't understand that. I thought, well, that's nice. You know, it's a lot more than just nice. And this, like I say, this is right after it all started in the beginning. She says, I have to know where you're going. Why do you have to? She says, because there's clans out there that don't like your clans and you don't want to run into them. Okay, what the hell have I got myself into now? I mean,
Right.
that's my real thought. So anyway, we get down into Louisville and get on 65 going on down south, down towards Lebanon. I look up and there's an owl on the line. Okay, it's the middle of the day and there's an owl up on a high power line. I'm driving along about 10 more miles. There's another one. Go down about 20 more miles. Up, there's another one. And Sharon noticed it too. I says, what the hell is this, owl breeding season? Because I've never seen that many at one time. You know, how many times have you guys seen owls in the middle of the day just on lines?
Pretty rare.
Very rare.
Pretty rare.
All the way
Never that
down,
many.
all the way down to her sister's house. Except for when we got in Lebanon, we went going through the woods. I didn't notice them through the woods down through there after I get through Lebanon. They followed us all the way down to Lebanon. They were every 10, 15, 5. They were varied, but they were all the way down there. When I got to her sister's house, she lives like me out in the woods. She's living in a trailer, long sloping hill out front, and there's a gate and a place to park. I pull up, I look over, there's an owl sitting on that gate.
Wow.
Yeah. So I've heard Steve talk about on his show that he don't believe the Foots can see through other animals' eyes. They watched me go all the way down to Lebanon. So
That's cool.
that's the only way I can explain it. But that's a fact of what I'm telling you. That's how they followed me down there. And they were on the, and I got from here, I got about 2 foot from an owl before he took off. I walked up to him and I looked at him. He finally took off.
Do you think they have like technology?
They know technology. Oh,
the reason I asked that is because, you know, there's a lot of stories and stuff about seeing orbs and things like that.
Oh, I've had orbs. I've had orbs. Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of what I was asking. Is like, because I was wondering if that's, you know, I'm sure it's Bigfoot related because they're always seen with a Bigfoot, but I didn't know, you know, what it might be.
I don't understand. I don't know what it is either. I've had orbs. I had my one camera was about 18 foot up in the air. It kind of looked around my property. One night in February, I was watching my screen on my recorder for my cameras, and all of a sudden there's a bunch of orbs in front of my screen in front of this one camera. Well, pretty soon some of them went into other ones, and then it all ended up with one big orb there. Some of them left, but a lot of them got together and made a big orb. And I've always heard that those orbs are specks of light that are affected by the camera and all this crazy shit. Ain't happening that way, Jack, because I had that orb in my camera in February, and it was blowing snow. The snow was blowing completely almost sideways. The snow was in front of the orb, behind the orb. That orb didn't blow nowhere. It's no speck of dust. But I had all that, and I had it on a drive, and for the life of us, we cannot find it. And that recorder that it was on blew up, so I happened to get another one. I got one called the Night Owl now. That's what I was going to tell you about. We cannot find that thumb drive nowhere. Someday it might show up. I have one computer that I kept that thumb drive will show up on it, and it will show up on that computer. So I kept the computer. If I find the thumb drive, I can show somebody this. Until I do that, I'm just talking out my ass. So anyway, damn, just slipped my mind again. That comes with old age, you know.
You were talking about some
Orbs,
black, your camera, the name of the recorder or something.
Night Owl.
Night Owl.
Yeah, it was a Night Owl. It's a Night Owl. That's my new one. And that's what I was going to get to. I have that one, and the Foots know where everything is. They don't get in front of them cameras. They know what's up. Well, one night we come home. It was just getting dark. We come home and Sharon, you know, I'm trying to watch where the hell I'm going through the driveway. And she says, "What the hell's that?" And there was something running around out in front of the car, and I didn't get to see it. But she told me what it looked like. Okay, so I run in the house and I go to get on that recorder because that one is where she said it was dead in line with my camera. I said, damn, I got something. I go in the house. I ain't got the code I've never even bothered to look at my recorder before. I don't know the code. I can't get into that recorder that I'm sure has a picture of this alien looking thing in my yard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I still have the recorder. I've got it, you know, but I don't want to destroy it, but I want to find a way to get the code out of it so I can play that back. Because I stopped the recorder. When I found out I couldn't get into it, I just shut it down. I'm not blowing this one. So
Yeah.
anyhow, she said what it looked like. It looked like it was white looking, kind of like a rake or something, but it was put together with what looks like rice checks. I've never heard of nothing like it before. Well, the time before last down at the convention, she talked to some lady down there. Some lady down there seen one that we met down there at the convention. And that lady said they were only about this tall. This is big. Whatever it was big. She said she's seen little ones. But she described them just like Sharon described that one. I got it on a recorder. It does me no good. I got a thumb drive. It's got all kinds of orbs on it. Does me no good. I'll eventually find somebody to find a way to get that code to get that recorder going. I haven't had no luck digging it in from the factory or nothing like that. It's got an alien of some type or a rake or some damn thing on that film because it was right dead where the camera shines.
Now that's fascinating right there.
Yeah.
I've had it all out there. I've had that alien looking thing. I've had the Mothman. I've had the Dog Man, the Bigfoot, and a couple other things. I don't even know what the hell they was. Been out running through the neighborhood because the portal was right there.
So that sounds a lot like Skinwalker Ranch because they talked about the portals opening and closing on Skinwalker Ranch back in the mid days when, and they actually saw a Bigfoot creature come out of one and then the portal closed back up. Yeah.
This portal's at my house. You could see them on a camera. It looked like up in my trees I had a big sheet of glass. You could see this on the camera. You couldn't see it outside, but you could see it on the camera. Big sheet of glass. And this was all pretty much above that big circle that they stomped out. So it all fit together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the portal there now. They've moved it. They have the ability to put them wherever the hell they want.
Right.
And you know who Kawani Leporitis is?
No.
He's wrote books about aliens and other stuff. He's grown up with this all his life. I got a hold of him. It's really funny. I finally got his phone number and I called it and be damned if he didn't answer the phone. I figured I'd get a recording. I'll call you back. He answered the phone. We talked. I'm all excited to get a hold of him and talk to him. And he's trying to tell me shit and I'm out talking to him. And he says, are you going to listen to me or not? He's an intelligent man. He's pretty educated.
Yeah.
Ain't saying a word. So he told me things and, I know what I was getting to. He told me things about how he grew up, that he's always had these abilities and he's done it ever since he was a kid. So when we got off the phone, I had to think about things when I was a kid. What the hell? I used to sleep, when I go to sleep at night, I'd hear people talking downstairs and everything would be going wong, wong, some kind of weird shit like that when I'm trying to go to sleep and I'm hearing everything and it's all coming in this rhythmic type surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
Never told nobody about it when I was a kid because I figured you'd think I'm nuts. So I didn't bother telling nobody. But after talking to Kawani, I'm thinking I've had all I have since I was a kid. Now, something I want to talk about is I call things out. Some woman finally, she got on my channel and told me that's called channeling. I don't know what the hell it's called. Like, I used to know things and I'd say things and I didn't think nothing about it. Sometimes things that happen, I'd say something happened, big coincidence, Well, in my early 20s, about 50 years ago, like if I'm in a conversation with you guys and I'm sitting here and all of a sudden, it's going to be a tornado tomorrow. Not in our conversation,
right.
But it just comes out of my mouth. So back then, I was with my first wife. I think it was before we got married. I said, there's 7 different aliens in this world. Where the hell did that come from? But it looks like there's probably 7 different aliens in our world.
Huh.
Yeah.
Now, I just found by coincidence, or whatever the case may be, Sharon is heavy into the Bible. And in the Bible, it says there's 7 different evils in this world. So I don't know. I mean, evils are some spirit, something. What she said kind of ties with what come out of my mouth, and I'm just calling them aliens. Maybe it is aliens. I don't know how this works. But all my life, I've done a lot of that. I've called things out and they happen and no big deal. But no, I'm not getting into politics now. But here's what happened. A friend of mine's into politics pretty heavy, and I'm at his house and I'm leaving. I'm going out the door and he's on the computer telling me about this, that, and the other. And he said something And I turned and looked at him, and I said, here's what's going to happen. I said, trying to remember. His wife has to remind me because I can't remember all of it. Here's what's going to happen. I said, all the corrupt will be gone. Or all the corruption will be gone. The corrupt will be dealt with. 70% of Congress will be gone. I said, all the corrupt people will be dealt with using the RICO Act. Well, when I said that, my mind started working. I know the RICO Act. That's for bikers and gangsters. That's what the RICO Act's about.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm saying they're going to use the RICO Act, my mind's saying something else, but it just keeps talking. I don't know how this works. But I said, all the corruption will be gone, the corrupt will be dealt with. I said, there's going to be military tribunals, there'll be executions. So I'm not going to name the one I've had before, but I'm not going to bring up the name. There will be a public execution from all this. We're going to get a paycheck. I don't know what that means. Oh, God, what else is there? There's a bunch of stuff I called out. And so far, since I've called that out, you've had Bush Sr. had a tribunal and was executed. You had John McCain had tribunals and was executed. Since I called this out, there's more coming. Now, how much Congress is might be leaving it, but it'll be 70% different than what it was one way or another. But the bottom line, the very last line was,
Uh-oh. He froze up.
when I got done, everything would be good. Everything is going to be good. There's no more problems. So that was the way I called it out. There's a lot of stuff involved in it. I can't remember all of it. But things that I called out, they happen.
Wow. I think your camera is freezing up a little bit, but maybe the internet connection. What do you think?
Yep. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. I think he might be froze up. Now you got us. Just
Woo.
us.
Was it?
So, I guess it's a good spot to end the show. I mean,
Yeah.
Stacey still froze up. Oh,
There he goes.
cut out.
Yep.
Remember, you can listen to this the first hour of this podcast next Saturday.
WDJYFM.com. Join us.
Yeah.
Or you could go to paranormal411.org, and it's right there on the front page.
Oh, he's back.
There he is.
Let's bring him back on.
There he is.
You're back.
Yeah, what happened?
I think your internet cut out or something.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of that. I went hours at times without having the internet. That was one thing I was afraid of. I forgot to mention to you that my internet gets screwy.
Yeah.
But anyway, like I said, the last thing I let off with my last call out was things are all going to be good, which tells me there's not going to be any wars.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I've done this for a lot of years, and these call outs happen. Stuff happens like it comes out of my mouth. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know if that's part of the attraction, the Foots to me, because they came to me. I didn't go looking for the Foots. They came to me. They've been with me for a long time, and I didn't even know it. Now I got one that's always going to be with me, which I just love to death. That's great. But, yeah, when you talk to that lady, see if you can get my name out to her or something, see if anything comes up of it.
Okay.
Yep, definitely.
Hey, before we let you go, you want to tell everybody your YouTube channel so they can go?
Yeah, you can put you can use Stacey Haslett and get my YouTube channel. My first video is my life with the Bigfoot clan as they want it. I didn't really title all my videos with that name or nothing like that. But I just got my face on there and I tell what's coming up on the video.
Yeah.
But yeah, just typing my name in, it'll get you there. But the first one is, it's really important if people start at the very first one, because this documents everything I've been doing over these years to where I'm at now today. And man, this is, like I said, the best thing that ever happened to me was Steve getting hold of Edgar and that coming all out and verified everything I've been doing and saying. And I feel vindicated.
Right.
I tell some wild stories, man. I mean, I tell things to people, are you crazy? No, I live this. This is the truth.
Right.
And I've never had anybody get in my face about it. So I've never had to do nothing like that. But
Right.
I have had a few people get mouthy on my videos, and then when I get done, they don't come back. I put them in a box, and there you are. How you like it, But like I say, everything I do is just total honest to God truth. It's my life, and they're coming out. Everybody will have an opportunity to be around them someday. And like I said, treat them like your next door neighbor, and don't lie to them. That's the best advice I can give you when they come out. But yeah, it's Stacey. Just look up Stacey Haslett, and it should come up. STACEYHASLETT. So that should put you where you got to go. Right now, I'm not able to do videos till I get my dashboard back, my studio back. I don't know what I got to do to do it, but eventually I'm going to get it. I mean, I've been playing all kind of angles on there, trying to get the thing get over and straighten it around. And they ask you for. I'm going to tell you how bad it was. I have a studio. I've shot a bunch of 108 videos, and they want me. They give you one of them little things up there with all the pictures on it and say, "Let's prove you're not a robot." What the hell am I doing that for? It's just like, I got a station here to deal with. It just, I don't know what it's about. If anybody knows anything, I tell you to send me an email. Yeah, you can send me an email. My email line is thefootline@hotmail.com. Just like that, thefootline@hotmail.com. And got any questions, you can hit me there, because I can't get into my comments right now.
All right. Well, it's always glad to have you on the show, and we appreciate you.
Hey, I thank you much for letting me do this. This is, I got to let the public know what I know.
Yes.
It's important. They need to know in advance. Foots are coming out. Expect this. Don't be shocked. And this is how you act. And everything will be fine.
Yep.
Even like your next door neighbor.
That'll get all the naysayers going on it, though.
Yeah.
Something walks out just like, hey.
What I will get back with you guys if any new developments come up, because it's been however long since the last one, and there's a little bit of this, that happening. Well, I got enough here to tell you a little bit anyway. But I'm not expecting a whole lot to happen immediately. I don't think. But I don't know. What I was going to tell you is, like, Edgar and the Owl Man, he supposedly talks to him. They ask him questions. I do not ask questions. They come to me with what they tell me. I don't ask them nothing. Although I was wondering, how far does this go? Well, they told me, but I didn't ask them.
Right.
And the Owl Man said one time when he had a conversation with him, he says, they told me this, told me that, but I don't know if they're lying or not. Well, that's probably true. You don't. So if you don't ask questions, they're not going to bring me a falsehood. They're going to bring me the truth.
Right. Right.
So that's why I don't ask questions. It's all working out real well.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
But,
No.
fellas, I appreciate you having me on.
Thank you,
Hey,
Stacey.
I'll send you the link to the radio station where you can listen to that.
Yeah, send me whatever you got to send me, and I'll be good. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We appreciate you for coming on.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Have a good night.
All right. That was Stacey Haslett, talking about his Bigfoot experiences and a little bit more stuff.
Yeah.
Dog Man.
Yeah. And, how they're interconnected, very much. I mean, people all over. So that's kind of neat.
It is.
And what's pretty cool to me about it too is the fact that, we've got someone that's coming this week that was talking about the same exact thing too.
Yeah.
So that's pretty fascinating.
It is. I can't wait till she gets here now.
Yeah, Sunday. I'm going to go pick her up 2 p.m. is when I'm going to get her in Nashville.
Oh, she flying to Nashville?
Yep.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Well, I guess that's it for the show tonight. Remember,
we are on Spreaker, Podbean. We go live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. Remember, we do have a book out. It's on Amazon. You search for East Tennessee Hauntings and Lore. Right? It's a great little coffee table book.
oh yeah,
And
we're working on volume 2.
I was about to just say, we got volume 2 that we're working on. And Jason got a really nice cover made for this one.
There comes that bumper music.
Uh-oh. So, hey, if you're looking to find us, you can do that at paranormal411.org, Paranormal411 on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We're also on Saturdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, WDJY-FM. You go to WDJYFM.com, listen to us, and we're on all of your favorite podcast platforms. Join us.
All right.
Have a good weekend.
We'll
hey,
see you.
Remember, Saturday's tomorrow.
Saturday is tomorrow.
That's right.
We'll see you later. Thank you.
Good night.